Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. Okay, I have an admission to make. First, before I make my admission, I just want to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and turn on your lovely notification bells. If you can, share out the stream. Give me a thumbs up or down. Whichever you feel like doing is fine by me, because what do we say? I'd rather you do what you freely would like to do with your free will. And if it's one or the other, then feel free to do so. Hey, birds, what's going on? It's the YT cheerleader. I wish I had some pom-poms. I think I might make some pom-poms just for you, Burns. Yes, I'm trying to look for some pom-poms. I don't have nothing pom-pomish around. Hey, Coco, what up, Coco? What's going on? So as I was saying, I have an admission to make. So, when in the beginning I'm like, hey, I don't even know what I'm saying. Am I saying, hey, y'all, hey, y'all, or what am I saying? Because before I used to think I know what I was saying, but then after a while I was like, I was doing that. I don't know if y'all caught it. Maybe I told on myself, whatever. I'll figure it out. Maybe I have to look at the first few episodes of Hello World to find out what it exactly I was saying, because I can't remember. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all. Yeah, whatever. But that's my admission for today. How's everyone doing today? I hope you had a lovely day. Where I am, it's kind of rainy out, but it's whatever. I don't really mind, because any day above ground is an amazing day, in my opinion. So, let me share out the stream real quick. Get to know each other, talk amongst each other if you don't know each other. I need to share the stream real quick. It's going to be a quick live today. I just have a few things I wanted to go over with everyone. Quick live. I'm just sharing this quick live. Join us. I put 111. Join us. Yo, Coco, you're funny as ever. I was with you at your premiere. That junk was funny. He was like, nah. Did you see my comment when I was like, they put your name in all white? I thought that was pretty funny. Like, for real. I really thought that was funny. I was kind of laughing. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but I was like, they put it in white. No, but for real, I hope you get your water bottle, because I'm pretty sure you paid extra for the engraving. And if they didn't do that, that's shame on them. Let me see. Oh, my forehead is shining good today. That's good. Yes, I went back and replayed. Oh, thank you, Verns. I appreciate it. So yeah, what did I do today? So I woke up this morning. I knew I had an order to prepare, and I was, how like when you're waiting for a potential customer to respond back to you, because a lot of times, when people say things, they don't necessarily follow up. The follow-up game is weak. The follow-up game be like weak, And so I was just like, all right, but I've already had dealings with this person. And so I was just waiting for them to respond. And I make all of the clothing fresh. So I didn't want to make something and they actually not want it after all. So long story short, we took care of that. They picked up their items. And I'm gonna have a premiere probably tomorrow. I cooked again. Coco, I cooked again because I've missed some comments. Oh, that's okay. Sometimes it's like that. I know you were too busy, excited, like, yeah, that's the part right there. That's the part right there. I know how that is. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Coco, I cooked. I cooked again. I cooked again. And tomorrow I'm gonna probably work on it this evening, and I'll probably premiere it tomorrow. And it's for real food this time. So, well, no, all my food is for real, but there's a little bit more extra stuff than I normally would do. I was kind of scared when I was actually making it because I was like, "Ooh, I'm doing all this good stuff, and then I'm adding all of this stuff that I don't usually eat in there." So I was nervous. I was nervous. I ate, and I was so nervous, hoping that my stomach didn't like kick me in the forehead because mixing flavors that you don't normally eat, that's kind of like a cause for a disaster sometimes. So, I kind of just said, "Ooh, let's see if this works out okay." So that was it. That's all I did for today. Let me think, is there anything else? No, that's it. I'm here. But what I wanted to go over with you guys is would you have any interest in doing a fitness class with me, like a quarantine in-home fitness class? Like me, like show you guys some, like, no, not me show you anything, but all of us exercise together. Like I'm exercising and you're exercising, and then we all exercise together and kind of like, beat the jiggles. Yeah, beat the jiggles. Oh, that's what I'm gonna name the class. Yes, yes. Where's my pen? Of course, I don't have a pen with me when I need to. And I don't like rewatching Hello World at all. I don't like rewatching any videos that I do. I feel like I could be, doing something else because I was already there. How many of you can watch a movie over again? I can't watch a movie over again. It's like once I see it, I can't go back to it. I can't go back to it because it's like you already saw this. But being that I was already here, to go back and rewatch and look for the timeline to beat the jiggle. That's what I'm gonna name our fitness class. Hold on, I'll be right back. Beat the jiggle. Beat the jiggle. Beat the jiggle. Beat the jiggle. Beat jiggle. I have to say it so I don't forget it. Beat the jiggle. Bam. Heck no, I'm skinty already. No, no, no. It's not even about losing weight. It's about maintaining and like letting that blood keep on flowing. Hey, Carol Eats, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. The word is, I want to know if you guys are interested in doing a fitness class, like one day a week while we're in this quarantine situation. Because like I said, I'm a doer. Like I don't want to sit here and say, oh, we need to be whole, body, mind, and soul. And our physical is just left out of the equation, especially since you can't even get to the gym. I know I haven't been able to get to the gym and I am no longer flexible. I was on my way to flexibility, and that's gone. That's out the door because I've been like not stretching. I haven't been really working out. I got a little tummy going on now. All of my little muscles are gone. Well, no, let's not say muscles. My definition is gone. All that's gone, and I probably can't even run the corner. Probably can't even run to the corner without losing or without being out of breath, and that's bad. So come on, y'all, let's do it. 1SP, what's going on? We got a member in his house, a member in his house, a member in the house. 1SP, how are you? That's what I think I want to do. One day a week, we're going to just come together and we're going to work out together. Like do some in-house stuff, jumping jacks, push-ups, um, you know, pull-ups with your own body weight. And what else can we do? What else can we do? Like, and the push-ups can be any way that you feel comfortable doing them. Maybe running in place for a little bit, just something to keep the heartbeat going. We're gonna do it. The name of the course, well, no, the name of the class is gonna be Beat the Jiggle because we want to beat before we get jiggled. And I'm on my way to jiggle, and I don't want to be jiggled. It's just sluggish. So that's what I'm gonna do. Beat the jiggle. Yeah, there you go. She said hashtag beat the jiggle. That's the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about because I say, I feel like we really need to, at least when you come to Hello World, it's going to be all about action. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of just talking and talking and talking, like how we need to be inspired and how we need to do this and how we need to do that. But am I applying what I'm talking about? And the application has to be done. And part of that application is like if I'm saying we need to inspire each other, encourage each other, and stop beating each other down, I'm going to do it outside of Hello World and I'm going to do it on Hello World. And if I'm talking about we need to be healthy mind, body, and soul, then let's put some of that body into it. Like when when the gyms were open, I would go to the gym once in a while with you guys. You guys would come with me to the gym. Um, but I think we should do this together. Yes, together. Just like how we did our vision boards. That's good. We do our meditation. All that stuff is actively doing what we talk about here a lot. And that's just to become whole. Hey, Angela Credits, what's going on? How are you? Welcome to Hello World. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Angela. And everybody can do it. You can do your own workout at your own pace. I think that'd be dope. What were the other things that I wanted to talk about? Wait, what Vern say? She said, heck no. um, what's something else that I wanted to talk about with you guys? I can't remember at the very moment. See, that's why I need to start writing things down. And you know how I got this inspiration? So, a friend of mine, his nephew was on Instagram earlier working out. And like he was using just resistant bands. Y'all should see him. He is like bam, 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 all over the place, like bam, 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 bam. And I was like, ooh, so I was like, you just inspired, you just motivated me. I was like, while I'm still sitting here, like he's sitting in his home and he's still cut up as a rock. I'm not trying to be cut up as a rock. I just want to maintain the health that I had before we got locked down. Well, before the gyms closed. And I was like, you motivated me. So that's why I brought it to you guys. I think I think you should do it. And then you should carry it over into the cheerleading. Like you could do your cheerleading. See, you could do your cheerleading right there. See, you work out, work that pom pom, work that pom pom, work it, work that pom pom. See, you cheerleaders be exercising all the time. You got this, Verns. You got this. But other than that, today is Sunday. I hope we're all appreciating the day, regardless of what the weather may be in whatever area you are. I hope you are appreciating it because you're not going to get this day ever again. Um, and for some people, it might be your last day. And, and not just talking, I'm not talking about you guys, but just in general. It might be the last day. So, was today worth it? And this is how we should approach every single day. Just like, well, may never see tomorrow. So, I'm going to enjoy it to the full right now. Right now is what counts. This very moment. How you treat yourself, how you treat your neighbors, how you treat your family, how you treat your coworkers, how you treat the things that you've been in stow, meaning like entrusted with. How do you treat those things? Think more, talk less. Hey, Muffy, what's going on? Welcome to Hello World. Muffy, how was your day? You gotta come. We're gonna start doing exercising. One day out of the week, we're gonna exercise on Hello World. Yes, I'm gonna push this couch aside and we're gonna exercise. We're gonna get our little 20-minute workout in. I think that's gonna be good. So anyway, communication, guys. Do you believe that you communicate effectively? Or do you just think that you communicate? Or do you think you communicate but really don't? Well, you won't know if you don't really communicate because you'll think you are, but you really won't be. Communication is vital and essential to the human experience. And without it, you can literally die, right? For instance, if somebody's communicating to you to move out of the way because there may be a car coming that might have you end up being a fatality, are you going to listen? Or the person who can communicate the warning to you says, "Well, it's not my problem," and doesn't say a word, and therefore another fatality of yourself. So I feel like the next time, I say that to say, so the next time you see an injustice happening, instead of being a passerby, say something. Not necessarily going up to the situation by yourself, but you can call 911. I'll be a cop caller. I don't care. If you put my safety in jeopardy, I'm picking up that phone real quick. I don't care. I want to be able to enjoy life. Hey, Julia, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. So think about it. Are you communicating? Have you communicated in the past? Good, bad, indifferent, ugly? Do you believe that you can always enhance your communication skills, be better at it? That takes you getting to know yourself. You know, the very thing that I talk about every night. That we so maybe shy away from and point fingers at other people like, well, this person's life is worse than mine, so I don't need to work on myself. How dare you put yourself in someone else's shoes when your foot can't even fit in their feet? Makes no sense, right? So stay out of other people's path unless you're trying to be and make the difference. Anything else outside of that is just extra delay for no reason. So another way we communicate is non-verbally. Ooh, y'all, I'm so guilty of that. You should see the faces that I make. Well, you probably already do, but in for real life, non-communication skills. Maybe I could tone down my facial skills when something ain't right. Like, instead of being like, I could just have the stone face, like nothing, like, or maybe when you want to smile, but you hold it back because your pride won't let you show how soft and gooey you really are. Hey, JC, what's going on? We got a member in his house, a member in his house. We got JC. Hey, hello, JC. What's going on, Jeanette? How are you? The whoop, whoop, whoop babies are at the building. That's Baby and Kids Unlimited Peoples. Always supportive, and she supports a lot of you as well. I appreciate seeing you. Oh, snap. Hey, Jeremy. How are you? Welcome to Hello World. How are you? So, communication, guys, the nonverbal communications. Can we fix our faces? I know I need to. Because sometimes the faces that you make is just as is just as bad as the words you may say. So now we have to not only bridle our tongue, we have to bridle our body movements. What are you trying to say, Joy? You trying to say we need to be perfect? No, I'm not trying to say we need to be perfect, but I do think we need to be considerate. And I do believe that we need to communicate the best way we can. And if you keep on getting the same results from the way you've communicated and it's never like a good response or reaction to what you're trying to communicate, then maybe it's you that's the problem. Or maybe you should stop trying to communicate, right? Gotta let things lay low and slide for some moments. Sometimes communication can also be best done without saying a word. There's that nonverbal again, right? Like sometimes if somebody's asking you for your opinion, before you just blurt out an answer, you just pause for a minute, think about it, 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 and then come up with a response. A response that's not going to hurt the person who's receiving if it has to deal with something that could potentially deal with feelings. Well, everything always ends up dealing with feelings, hence why we need to learn how to control them so we don't get affected too much. Then we need to learn how to communicate with our vernacular, the vocabulary words that we use. So frequently do we speak out of the wrong definitions. I love you. When you really mean to say, oh, you cool. Just say you cool. Not everybody needs to hear you say that you love them in order for them to think that you care about them. And then sometimes if you tell somebody that you love them, they may get the wrong idea. Communication is the key to unlock many doors. And if you communicate just right, you may unlock the magic door of all your desires coming true. Don't we now want to communicate a lot better now? Because we want that pot of gold, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Don't we all want that? Shoot, you said there's a pot of gold. If I only have to learn how to communicate, sign me up to communicate a little better. Because I want that pot of gold, whatever it means. And a pot of gold doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be anything financially or materialistically. It could just mean more peace of mind. And who can use a little bit more peace of mind every day? Me. I sure can. Hey, Jaden, what's going on? What's going on, Ladybug? The woo 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 babies is in the building. Hey, Ladybugs. I say hi to Jeremy and Jaden. Good to see you guys. Or how about when somebody says to you that your lack of communication has really been a poor, a poor reflection of who you really can be. You got to work on yourself. We have to work on ourselves each and every single day. If you're not willing to put in the work, then why would you be willing to receive anything else outside of yourself, right? If you're not willing to work on yourself, then how much more effort will you put into your job? How much more effort will you put into your businesses that if you want to create a business? How much more effort will you put into your romantic relationship with the one that you love if you don't even care much about your own self? You think you might be doing the most, but you're doing nothing. And if your spouse tries to communicate with you that you're not holding up your end of the, relationship and you don't listen effectively, don't be mad or sad when it comes to a halt. And maybe that halt will never be moved again. So, how much more would you like to communicate or be a better communicator? The choice is up to you. Every single day, we have the option of deciding what we want to do with our day, how we want to proceed with our day, the temperaments that we would like to use that day. It all starts with you. That may be hard to believe, but it's true. If you're in a bad mood, you can try your best to change that mood so that the rest of your day doesn't come crumbling down with that mood you set forth. If you're in a good mood, more than likely, most good things will happen. And if bad things come your way, then you can possibly deflect the real result that would have normally happened if you were in your unhappy, angry, grumpy stage. Communicate with yourself. Know when you need to relax. Know when you need to speak. Know when you need to love. Know when you need to be still. Man, y'all never thought about communication this much, right? How that could be, how you could just turn that thing all the way around. It's not just simply saying hello and goodbye. It's not just simply ignoring someone because you don't know how to respond. It's not just simply throwing people away because you just don't want to deal with them anymore. If they become stalker like, then yeah, you might want to deal with them with a very long stick, and hopefully that stick doesn't have to extend to any authorities. Hey, Auntie Momo, what's going on? Thank you. She gave a super chat. A super chat. Auntie Momo is in the building. Hey, T family. Hey, NQs, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. Oh no, my phone is buffering. Aw. The family's in the building. I know I've not been the best communicator. I know I haven't. And I've not perfected everything, because when you're right there in the nooks and cranny of it all, we're not thinking spiritually or logically like, oh, this is the way you need to do it. But if you train yourself more and more, and train your temperament to be a certain way, then you won't have to think about your response because you've already been moving into that type of feel. So you automatically will respond in the way that you've been conditioning yourself to be. We condition ourselves every day. You want to know how we condition ourselves every day? I'll tell you how we condition ourselves every day. It's what we allow. Because, like they say, you become who you surround yourself with, right? You start to communicate the way you surround yourself with whom you surround yourself with. Your ideas become so magical and so the same and so similar. You guys can finish each other's sentences. Be careful the company that you keep. And it's not to say people are out there purposely trying to harm you. No, I don't believe so. But sometimes the company that we keep may not be in line with our purposes. So you can still keep that company, but you can't really keep it deep, deep inside, deep, deep, deep inside. Oh, a lot of times, if you ever see me out in the streets, for real streets, you'll see I'm mostly by myself. And I don't purposely do that, but I don't believe in cliques either. So I'll just be moving, 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 moving. And I don't purposely just want to keep moving, but it just seems like that's just the way life is. It is, however, nice to have a general sense of everything, but just be careful how tight you become with people, because sometimes those cliques, when they get torn apart, because eventually you'll get sick and tired of seeing a reflection of your own self and all of the people that you become so clicked to, that the one time that you guys have a disagreement, boom, bam, everything explodes. Everybody goes their separate ways. Everybody ends up hating that one person that they probably didn't really like too much, but didn't realize they didn't like too much until it was so much easier to let them go and to talk so badly about them. Careful about cliques. I've seen it happen too much. And I've never believe that I was in a clique, but I used to have, my group of people that I spoke to a lot, and I guess that was somewhat of a clique. And it never ended. It didn't end very well. Hence, hello world. I'm not ashamed to admit that. But I never stood for like flowing with the wind and like, well, if something was wrong, I stood for what was wrong and be like, nah, we can't do that. Or every time somebody spoke, I'd just be like, you already know I'm not down with that. But what we all sometimes forget is the outside is always looking. Someone is always watching your every move. Someone. The moment that you think you are alone, there's somebody watching you. So make sure your communications are clear. So even if a bunch of people are watching you, they have a sense of who you really are because the way you communicate yourself will be consistent with who you were with or without a click. Humanity is a wonderful thing, but we just can't exclude people. We can't communicate so tight and deep that we exclude people because then what is it worth again, right? Like we're supposed to be doing this together. And nothing is going to be perfect to a sense that everybody's always going to agree all of the time. But even when you disagree with someone or something that is brought on the table, you can be respectful, say your piece. Hopefully, everybody can be respectful enough to respect your piece and keep moving. And in the long run, even if there was something that you didn't agree with, you can always see, like, oh, well, maybe this way can work a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Try it out. But you got to be willing and able. I think at the end of the day, we just need to have a willing heart. Our hearts need to be willing. We need to be willing to communicate. We need to be willing to meet each other where we are in our lives. Like I say, a lot of people haven't arrived like you may have arrived. So be willing to meet them where they are and walk with them. No one needs to be led, but walk with them. Because while you're walking with someone, you'll see how they communicate. And then you'll see how you can enhance your communication skills. It's a win-win for everyone. But it takes patience, something that we are all learning how to do now because we never took advantage of it when we had free will. So now we're forced to be more patient, stand in lines at the supermarket for 15 minutes or 20 minutes before you even get inside, possibly not getting the items that you wanted, but still getting items that you still need. May not be the brand that you like, but it's still what you need. Man, you had a good time. I had so much fun standing on them lines talking to people. You get to meet people, communicate, learn. Y'all, I have a guest coming on Thursday. And guess where I met my guest? Online, waiting to get into the store. That would not have happened if we weren't forced to be in a position where we're waiting. While you are waiting, start communicating. Hey, while you are waiting, start communicating. While you are waiting, start communicating because we can learn from each other different ways to communicate and we can learn from each other different skills we never had. We can learn from each other how to talk a little better to each other because we're learning. And we can lean on each other when we have a problem. We can lean on each other when we have a problem. We can trust each other. Yes. How many of us are afraid to say trust? But we can. We can trust each other. Sorry, I was just looking at the chat. Let me tell y'all, if I've mastered communicating, oh my goodness, do you know how many things I would have? How much more way that I would have? Well, at least I would like to think. I would like to think everything would go my way if I knew how to communicate 100% better than what I do now. At least I would love to think that. But at least you'll have a better sense of understanding, right? Sometimes we wonder, like, well, I don't understand why this happened. Maybe if you communicated, like, all right, there was an issue, or maybe there wasn't an issue, but there was a question, and maybe there wasn't a question. But if you communicate something that comes to mind with your fellow humankind, then you might win. Don't be afraid to talk to people, right? We've been so accustomed to being afraid to talk to each other, right? Yes, we have been. Yes, we have been. Yes, we have been. Some of well, I'm not a parent, but some parents won't even allow somebody to talk to their kids. Don't talk to my child like that. Well, I'm communicating that your child is misbehaving and could be a detriment to themselves or someone else with the way they're acting. Don't talk to my kid like that. What happened to the what happened to the village? The village being able to raise a child. Oh, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Like, because we've been taught not to trust each other. We've been taught not to communicate with each other. You want to know how we've been taught not to communicate with each other? Because we've become so inundated with TV, the news. And I'm not talking about just from what we're going through now. This has been instilled since the first television set, black and white, was introduced into the home. So this is nothing that we did. It's just we keep carrying on the legacy. Oh, we keep carrying on the legacy of distraction. How many are willing to cut that legacy apart and change it and make it new? Well, you already know I stopped. I've disconnected that legacy. Yes, I have. We're on what, 416 episodes, right? That means it's been 416 days plus since I've purposely turned on the television. I cannot help that when I'm in someone else's establishment or in someone else's home. I do not purposely say, oh, let's go watch this program because half the times I don't even know what program is on. But how many of us are willing to cut that legacy? I already started. I already started. And guess what? You want to save money? That's the one way you can save money. You know how much you pay in cable bills? The cable alone, like I've heard some people's bills are like $300 just to have unlimited channels. Like your TV can go from 0 to like 3,000. I'm like, how many? When do you even get to watch everything on them three? And the only two channels you watch, you may be that ESPN, and it may be that MTV or VH1. Those might be the only channels you. Those used to be my only channels, not the ESPN, but my only channels used to be VH1, and then when they had the free movies, that was my channel. And then when HBO and Cinemax and all of them were giving their trials, those were my channels, and I was hooked. Lifetime too. I was all up in that Lifetime. I was hooked. And guess what? Being hooked onto that so much, don't bother me. Just text me. I'm watching TV instead of being outside, enjoying enjoying the air, and meeting people and talking to people, communicating. I used to communicate more with the television. I was like, girl, what you doing? Why you doing that? What's going on? I used to silently communicate with my own self, yelling at the TV where people can't even respond. How does that constitute any type of interaction with another human being when I'm speaking to a box that's only made of pixelations and microfiber and colors and pre-recorded programming. How many want to disconnect now so that we can have a real conversation? This is a real conversation. Hey, Cooper, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. Hi, Simply Lola. Whatever Lola wants. Every time I see your name, that's what I want to sing. So now you got it real hand. Oh, yeah, and if you guys don't know each other, get to know each other. Very good people here. Right? Didn't I just break that thing down? Because I broke it down and I felt it for myself. So now when we go outside and we have to look at another human being, we may be looking at that human being from the programming that we've been watching. Remember, I used to watch Criminal Minds? Yo, I was in that thing so much. So much so. I was in the supermarket, and this is when I knew I had to stop. I was in the supermarket. There was a random man. He looked a little weird. And all I could think about was the episode that I had just watched maybe 48 hours ago, where the man had, who kind of looked similar to him, was the same kind of man that had one of those those storage beds, had a girl duct taped to the storage bed. That's when I knew I needed to stop. Even though I probably had every right to think that, you might be jeopardizing my safety. But had I not been programmed to look out for certain things, I might not have done that. Now, listen, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be aware of our circumstances, but all I'm saying is that when you are programmed, your communication with another human being is not going to be your natural self, it's your programmed self. Oh, God, I had to pass out real quick. It's deep. You see that? It's real deep. It's deep. Mm. Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you. Look in the mirror. Getting to like you. Getting to like what you see. The reflection. Right? So then we've been so programmed that instead of receiving a word, we like to bark and try to bite each other's heels off. You ain't talking to me like that. I mean, come on. I feel the same way too sometimes. I'm like, I know you ain't talking to me like that. But our first instinct is usually the instinct of what we've been programmed and conditioned to do. So now, have you really thought about the things that you allow into your spirit more? Your spirit more? Are you? Anyway, we can talk about this another day. I think that was pretty dope. Like, cause I wasn't even thinking about it like that until I started talking about it. And I was like, yo, that's deep. It's deep. So, long story short, if you want to really learn how to communicate, of course, you have to get to know yourself. And of course, consider the things that you are absorbing. Because the same thing that you are absorbing is the same thing that you will be reflecting out. You sow what you grow. No, 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 no. Sorry. Repeat. Repeat. You grow what you sow. The more you sow into all of these different places, good or bad seed, is the more that will grow. Hmm. If you ever want to get to know anything more about me or my company, which is all about inspiration and inspiring you. Oh, yeah. And I would love for you guys to watch this video too. I just did it today. It's like a 3-minute video. It's all about encouraging and inspiring. And wow, ironically, it's about unplugging. I didn't even think about that either. Oh, so like it kind of falls in line. You see, this is that Adam. Hey, Adam. I don't even I didn't even have anything really to talk about. It ended up redirecting back to what I posted earlier, and I didn't even really put it together like that. And we just started talking about communication. Just think about it, guys. Communication is a difficult thing, but it is something that we can control, right? They say the power of life and death is in the tongue. So is the power of your knowledge and what you absorb and how much you absorb and what you allow to absorb and what you are willing to absorb. So yeah, you can go to BeTheDifferenceLLC.com and you can grab you a t-shirt, a tank top. It's getting hot. Oh, and when we work out together, we should all have our little tank tops on. You know what I'm saying? To Be the Difference tank top so we could be like, oh, I'm working out inspired. I'm working out inspired. Oh, and then also, guys, I think I want to do maybe Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, we're going to be exercising. Yes, we are. Because we practicing what we preaching. Yeah, yes, we are. Y'all gonna go ahead. If you don't have the tank top, that's fine. Whatever you are and whatever you are able to do, it's time for us to move around. The gyms are not open. Sometimes the weather not gonna be that good. And let's face it, you have every intention on going outside and walk around a block. But half the times when that happens, you just be like, forget that. I can't walk around a block right now. I'm busy. So when you come to Hello World on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, be prepared. We're going to do some in-house quarantine. Beat the jiggle. That's the name of the class. We're going to beat the jiggle. Before the jiggle comes up, we're going to beat the jiggle. Before the jiggle beaches up. That's what it's going to be called. Beat the jiggle. Yes. So be prepared for that, guys. It's going to be fun. We'll only do like 20 minutes or so. You guys are beautiful. You are amazing. There is no mistake about you. Every single thing, good, bad, indifferent, ugly, or whatever that may have happened or is happening does not define who you are and the purpose that you have to fulfill. If you are operating in your purpose, continue to develop your purpose even more because it can be more potent. It can have a bigger pow. Point of that story is it's never too late to grow. And I want to grow every day. I learn things every day. You know, y'all ever hear raw be privilege? Raw be privilege be knowing stuff. So I'll be over there sometimes trying to learn some things too. Let's all communicate with each other. Speak life, not death. Even when you think something not right, do it gently, please. I guarantee everybody will be happy with the result. So just be gentle. I am here every single night between 7 and 9. I appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of your time every day. And I hope you decide to come back another day. Hey, JW, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. Nadia! Hey, girl. Let's see, anybody else? Octavia, you know she up there in the bushes somewhere. But I appreciate you guys, really. But in truth, if there's no growth, then we're going to be lost continuously. Let's break these cycles. Let's break these patterns. Let's really understand how much of a difference and an impact we all have, whether we realize it or not, whether we want to do good or bad. Let's try to turn that bad into good. Yes. I'm good, JW. So anyway, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing, and I am signing out of another episode of Hello Long Extended. Yeah, what was Purple Rain today? You know what? I'm going to sing Purple Rain song anyway, just in case she in the bushes trying to hide. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain in rain. Even if you're in the bushes, I'm singing to you. Purple rain, drop down, drop down, drop down. Purple rain, purple rain. Hopefully she'll watch the replay if she wasn't here. Have a good one, guys. I'll see y'all in these YouTube screens. You know, I be deep in them chats. See you soon. Thank you again.